Hello, fellow Bassages and Fargan Iceholes. My name is Alex Tyler. Welcome to Ace Combat Reviews. Today's plane we'll be looking at is the F-4 Phantom. The thing that almost won the Vietnam War, the thing that carried napalm to the Viet Cong, and the thing that drops bombs, missiles, and destroys vehicles in this plane like a giant, annoying piece of dirt. That this thing is amazing at what it is. And it's probably better than anything that's at low tier, like the MiG, the BIS, if you want to call it that. It's really nice and everything too. The MiG 30, the MiG 29 is really nice too. Sure, fine, but this thing is a beast of its own. When you play with it for the first time, you have to realize that this is not some agile fighter. This is a get in, get out knife fighter. It goes in, does its damage, then runs away as fast as it can. It can dogfight, kinda, if you put the right parts on it. Like, if you put higher mobility stuff on it, it can compete against something in mid tier, like a Gripen or something like that. But at its normal state, if you put the right parts on it and you treat it like it's how it's supposed to be treated, it's an amazing vehicle. By that I mean this: the ground it has two ground weapons and one anti-air missile. The ground normal bomb, the long range anti-ground missile, which I'm using here in this clip, which I'm showing off because it's great for taking out these large targets. As you saw in my MiG 31 vehicle video, this is just great for this because it does the same purpose. It has the same abilities, which is it have these giant long runs of just doing damage, and you can see here why it was so great in Vietnam. It does these long passes of bombs and missile strikes that do all this damage at once. You have to group up your shots. You have to make sure that each shot is perfect. And that is where this thing has a problem, but also one of the best skills in the entire game. It requires a skilled hand. It requires something that I usually don't have, and that's the truth of this. Now, in the next coming part of this video, you'll see me doing multiplayer matches here. And this is where the SASM comes into play. The ground targets are great and all, but that's campaign. This is what we're here for to see. How does this thing play actually? And what you're going to see here is that it can compete against its bigger brother, the F-22. You just have to be the right shot. You have to have increased homing, tracking, stuff like that, but also lock-on speed, which I've noticed so much with this vehicle. It does not matter how much guidance and tracking you have on your missiles as long as you have an enhanced lock-on speed with this thing. I say that because you will have a split second just to fire your missiles, turn, and get out of there. And I hold the first place in this match for a pretty long time. I do my best, I do what I can, and I'm using my flares as much as I need to. And that's especially where this thing survives in. You have to be inside a hairball, just to fight off everything around you, because this thing is a beast of its own right. I can't really compete against the ADF-01. I can't really compete that well against the F-22. I can because of the SASMs, because they can destroy any vehicle in the game because they're just that spammy and stupid. But you do not want to underestimate the F-4. For this reason and reason alone, you have to understand what you're playing with here. It's a knife fighter, a mixture of the M29 with the MiG-29 mixed with the MiG-31. You have this thing that can be agile. You have this thing that can be fast, but it has a good mixture of the two. It's a good jack-of-all-trades vehicle that just goes in, gets out, and does its job. And that is exactly where this thing lies and has its strength. As soon as you run out of SASMs, though, you're like a sitting duck waiting to get shot down like here. You have to be able to compete against other things now. You have to be smart with your shots. And As soon as you run out of those special missiles, you can no longer get carried. They carry you through the match, that's for sure. You have to be able to use them properly, and you can get multiple kills with them if you in like situations like where enemies are grouped up. You cannot be spamming missiles. You have to pick your targets carefully with each shot. You have to make sure that each follow-up missile, each shot, each thing that you do is made just to fight off the next target. You have to make sure that you do not stay on someone's tail like that. A Gripen, I am going to lose to no matter what, because he can outmaneuver me. I cannot stay on someone's tail unless they're a lower tier plane like a F-104 Starfighter or Abyss MiG. Basically, you have to realize that this is not made to fight like the super advanced aircraft in the game. You can, and you will with the SASMs and your regular missiles if you spec them out right, which I have here, sorta. And you have to try to do your best. All final thoughts, it's a great vehicle, something that's great for low tiers. Pick it up, it's really cheap when you get it. Know how to use the weapon systems on it first, though. Don't just go in there expect to win. It's not the XO2. You have to know what you're doing. But with that statement, my name is Alex Tyler. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys later. Bye.